Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Ybot, and this is the first in a series of hopefully many nostalgic dungeon runs. Today, we're going to take a look at the Hellfire Citadel. We're going to start with the Hellfire Ramparts. To get to the Hellfire Ramparts, you just need to go down, if you're Alliance, you just need to go down this little path right here. Go past these annoying guards who like to stun you. And right here is the entrance. So, let's go in. We might as well set it for Heroic. Because, why not? There we go. And in we go. Now, at the beginning of the instance, you run into Advanced Scout Chadwick. If this is your first time to the instance, he'll have a couple of quests for you. I've already done those, so there's no quest for me to do. So let's just get started here. So this particular instance, this particular building rather, was constructed by the orcs during the prelude to the First War. So the original Warcraft. This is after the orcs conquered Draenor. They pretty much wiped out the Draenei altogether. And then Medivh, that jerk, decided to open up the Dark Portal and let them into Azeroth. I believe this place actually had some sort of construction due to the Dark Portal. They wanted to secure it. They want to make sure that no one could come back into Outland and get past this particular point. So, I do believe it was constructed beforehand according to the lore, but it seems like the actual purpose of it was to hold off the Alliance. To hold off or any type of interlopers who come into Outland. Or perhaps I'm wrong, perhaps it's a staging area. I will have annotations noting my correctness or wrongness in this video. So anyway, let's just continue on here. Let's speed up the pace a little bit here. These guys are not much of a challenge at all when you're level 90. And we'll make our way to the first boss. Moving right along, try to get a few more of these guys. Oh. And the ads run away and attract more ads. This is something that used to happen a lot in old world instances. And I think even in Northrend as well. I haven't seen it that much so far in Mists. Of course, most of your enemies seem to be like insects and Shaw, corrupted elementals, etc. But yeah, I haven't seen much of that mechanic. I personally don't miss it. It's probably making things a lot easier. Maybe making things too easy, but I don't really miss it. It's kind of annoying. Also, I noticed that there's hardly any trash in Mists of Pandaria as well, which once again is nice. I mean, this at appropriate level would probably take a good 5 minutes to clear, whereas in Mists it looks like you take like maybe a minute and a half in, say, Temple of Jade Serpent to get to the first boss. So I'm just going to continue to clear these guys up. And we will be getting on to Watchkeeper Garthamal. So the Watchkeeper, he originally had no lore behind him whatsoever. When according to the dungeon guide, however, he has been officially appointed by Kargath Bladefist to guard the ramparts against any enemies, any intruders. And he does so with his two big frickin' hands there that are blades. So, in a second, once this guy gets over here, we'll do it properly. We'll make it so we don't aggro the rest of those mobs. And he's got two Hellfire Watchers, which are, they're basically priests. The proper way to do this fight is kill the healer first. And once you kill the priests, you can then burn him down. If you don't, at level, the priests will heal him and he may wipe you. It's not much of a fight, even at level. He's a bit of a pushover. He's got those two big bladey hands, which I wonder how he feeds himself, actually. How does this guy feed himself when it's supper time? Does he just, like... Does he have some sort of attachments, the way that Captain Hook did in Peter Pan? Where he just, like, unscrews those ginormous blades and then hooks up a fork to them? Maybe some eating utensils? Does he have a slave or a servant who feeds him? Like, what's going on with that? I mean, he looks badass, but... in manner of life that does not involve killing things, it's a little impractical. Anyway, let's move on. Next, we've got some more Fel Orcs. So the Fel Orcs, actually, they were originally created by Magtheridon, who Illidan killed in the Frozen Throne in the Blood Elf campaign. So at least Illidan defeated him. Spoiler alert, he's not dead. So there's more Fel Orcs coming. We'll find out more in the Blood Furnace, but the Fel Orcs are multiplying. It's not a case of, once I kill them, that's one less Fel Orc and there'll never be any more. They're making more. Alright. So I've got this taken care of. Let's move on to these gentlemen right here. Just stomp them down. Gonna at least try to do this in the correct way that a group at level would have to, which is basically pull them one at a time. Pull them, line of sight them into the corridor to avoid the patrol, and then the regular burn them down with AoE. And get the guy, get the runner, because the runner, oh my god, the runner would wipe me if he's an actual group, or maybe he wouldn't, which actually, no, this would be fine at level 2. So at level, ideally, if you could pull that off, that's what you'd want to do. At this point, I'm level 90. This is not really important, so I'll just do it the bad way. Just give me a sec here. There we go. Get as many guys as we can under here. And finish off the Bleeding Hollow Warlocks. Down they go. And now the next we have is Omar the Unscarred. This guy, originally, he didn't have much lore. He's basically a normal tank and spank, like the first guy. He does have some ads that come up. In my experience, when it was level 70 heroic, the ads were the real thing that you need to worry about. The ads would take a nice bite out of your clothies if you weren't careful about them. apart from that, it's a regular tank and spank, so let's go on and kill him. Alright, and down he goes. And he dropped a nice mace. Omar's Undying Will. And he drops a Primal Nether. Excellent. So, Omar the Unscarred, according to the dungeon manual here, the dungeon journal, he's apparently this kind of the successor to Hakar the Houndmaster, which kind of made me go, what? A lot of you, I'm sure, don't know who Hakar the Houndmaster is. He's in the War of the Ancients trilogy. He's basically a Floodhound. He's basically one of the Fellhound doggy masters. He's a Fellhound dog trainer, or the top Fellhound dog trainer. So he's the one who reports directly to Archimon, basically. I find it difficult to believe that Omar the Unscarred is the guy who took over his job after he was killed in the War of the Ancients, especially since he defected and joined Illidan's side, and also he's kind of a pushover. It's like if Hakar the Houndmaster was around, he'd be at least a raid boss. He'd be maybe like a first tier raid boss in the last raid, but he'd be a raid boss nonetheless. And that guy's just a pushover. And now we're going on to Valdrazun the Herald. He's the one who communicates between the Black Temple and the Hellfire Citadel. And this guy right here, he's kind of deadly. You got to make sure to turn him like that. If you don't, if the Clothies are in the path of his flame, they die instantly. Anyway, let's just burn him down. So usually once you get him turned around, it's a simple tank and spank. And down he goes. And this guy right here, in the old days when he first came in, he had a missive from Illidan. That's basically, it's a big spoiler that says, oh my god, Illidan's controlling the Fel Orcs, because we didn't know that before. Back in Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, Illidan just killed a bunch of them. Anyway, here's the loot from this particular fight. It's the Treemender's Belt, the Iron Drake Face Guard, and the Vambraces of Daring. Oh my. That's tanking gear, DPS helm, and Tree Druid. Actually, I'm showing my age. They're not Tree Druids anymore. Blizzard took that away. So, Super Tree is what you get. Otherwise, it's just Resto Druid, I guess, now. Anyway, this is the end of the dungeon. If you want to take the easy way out, there's a little shortcut right here where you can drop down if you have any quests. You can deliver them to Scout Chadwick, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Apologize for the production values on it. I am going to try to make those better. And if you like this video, though, subscribe to my channel. If you like it, thumbs up it. If you don't like it, thumbs down it. And I will be posting a video of the Blood Furnace pretty soon. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.